Yeah, I really appreciate you saying that because that's something I try to remind myself when sometimes this stuff can make me really depressed to think about. And I'm not in it as deep as you. I don't spend as much time, but to, prep for this, I was spending a lot of time thinking about it. And I was like, look at the big picture. We once had 70,000 nuclear weapons on the planet. We've made a lot of progress. So yeah, I agree. And I appreciate you just pointing that out, that
Yeah, and
zooming out is good.
I'll tell all your listeners that, so the episode that we're working on with the about the nuclear freeze movement is around exactly that, which is this notion that it can be really overwhelming when you start diving into this subject matter. I think it's actually one of the big hurdles that we have for in communications about nuclear weapons issues is that people hear this sort of stuff, existential threats, and their brain just shuts down.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to hear about this. I've got enough to worry about. I got to pay my bills. I need to, I don't know if I can make rent this week. Like I have to pay, I'm dealing with student loans. I have all of these things in my life that predicate, like, I don't have time to put this on my plate. And I sympathize, certainly. But it's not about getting, it's not about scaring you into thinking the world's about to end. It's about motivating you to say, hey, we can make a difference. And the thing that I like to say to give people hope about this is actually when the big comparison you can make to climate change is one of the other big existential threats to humanity is actually nuclear weapons are a much more approachable subject matter than climate change. Because at the end of the day, we created this problem. Mm-hmm. We invented this problem. And we can dismantle this problem. We could dismantle it tomorrow. Well, not that quickly, but theoretically, like you can make the decision saying, like, we don't want this to be a problem anymore. We're done. Let's end it. And by the end of the year, it wouldn't have to be a problem anymore. We can't do that with climate change, but we can with nuclear weapons. And that's actually really exciting because you say, well, we could actually eliminate a threat to humanity within a year if we put our collective mind and energy towards that solution. Yeah. And that there is progress that has been made. That, as you said, we used to be at 70,000 nuclear weapons around the world. And now, okay, we're at 15,000, but it's not 70,000. Yeah. And we also have a number of treaties that have eliminated and constrained and helped with different things. You look at things like the Iran nuclear deal, which, yes, we have withdrawn from it right now, but the fact that we were able to negotiate it in general is a huge win for the notion that in the future, we actually have a system set up for how we can prevent a country from going nuclear that wants to go nuclear, that we can negotiate our way out of that problem. And the Iran deal is something that we can enter back into. It's not completely dead. It's not, we haven't gone too far. It's very much within possibility that we can re-enter it and we can roll that clock back. And once again, we've put a lid on things. And that's what the future looks like. It's we keep working our way, keep working the problem, and get our way slowly closer to safety. And those progressions have happened. We don't test nuclear weapons anymore. We haven't eliminated testing as a principle, but we don't do it anymore. Mm-hmm. We've constrained those things. We have eliminated some of the kinds of nuclear weapons that we have. We're looking at, the discussion around eliminating ICBMs is one that's happening right now. People are talking about this in the news and the media. That could be a next step. It's really about looking at how we can tackle this problem by breaking it down into smaller components, right, and more digestible ways of lowering the threat, lowering the danger, and